Hello, my friends and extended family. I did a video yesterday about divisiveness in the adoption community. And one of the ladies, one of the birth mothers that has reconnected with her son, was commenting that we can't be divided and that we need to come together to get our laws passed. And and I agree. And I think the problem we're having is that intersectionality and wokeness has tried to come in our door, in our house of bastards, and tried to divide us. And I'm going to explain why that is. Okay, so as far as adoptees go, um, all of the people that had to spend their lives away from their family, I empathize with. I empathize greatly. If your family was toxic, garbage, and you remember all this, and you were taken away as a child, and you want nothing to do with them, congratulations, of being extricated from a bad situation. Um, you didn't need to be adopted. You could have had guardians. You could have had we could have put you with one of your extended family members, someone in the community, someone in your culture, someone in your extended community, etc. Right up and to the point. Not just let's roll the dice and put you Chinese girl with these Irish people over here, or this Irish girl with these um, Jewish people over here. Whatever it is. I mean, let's try and keep people with where they belong, right? Uh, we are biological entities. We are biological machines ultimately. So you don't take an Apple product to a Android store and vice versa. Right? You try and keep things where they have been formed and formulated. We're not blank slates. We're amazing creatures. Some idiot the other day said something along the lines that, well, babies don't die if you just give them take them away from their mother and give them milk instead of breast milk. They don't die. No, I mean some do, but um, if you don't touch them, we found out that they die. Right, another little step in the adoption adventures. Um, But the point is that the reason why this divisiveness, it's not even a choice. You don't have to choose um, any of these other things. You can just choose adoption. Adoption lets you out of all of it. Okay. If you're a white adoptee and you were taken at birth and put in another home, you can't be a racist. This doesn't involve you. Okay. Um, you're you've been taken out of your tribe. You're the epitome of individual. All your shit's been taken away from you, right? If you're a baby scoop era adoptee, you don't owe anyone shit. Okay, and the problem we're having here is feminism is involved. Why? Because we kind of want our birth mothers back. As long as they're going to come back and admit, okay, well, sorry you got taken away from us, or sorry I made a mistake, or whatever it may be, not, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. You had a better life and you did this, and like we suffered not being with you, our mother, and if you don't get that, you're not ready to come back to us, right? So ultimately, when we find our mothers again, don't want someone who's blaming all her shortcomings on the patriarchy. We want a strong, powerful woman that made a mistake and has fixed her life and knew we'd be coming back and knew that we were part of the family, and she feels horrible that she ever let us go. That's pretty easy, and hopefully that's what we get. Again, when we're talking about fringe scenarios, rape, extreme situations, blah blah blah, they're very fringe. But when I talk about adoption, it's mostly baby scoop, closed adoptions, taken at birth from mothers, where it wasn't really necessary. A little counseling, maybe a little bit of government support to get the parents, on together. Some counseling with the families, etc., would have been enough. The other problem we have is we have international adoptees that want to come in and make this a racist thing. Okay, well, some of us had white birth parents, some of us had white adoptive parents. Um, some adoptees are white. So if you want to come in and be racist against white people, that's not helpful for a huge sum of the adoptees, right? And it doesn't really belong anywhere in the adoption situation. The whole racist thing got resurrected because of microaggressions. And it's a corporate culture because corporations want to pay unions. They don't want unions. They don't want people to get along. They don't want their cohorts to get along. But for profit, they've now created a situation which is probably going to lead to World War III because the media has got on board and are riling people up and um, polarizing them between the left, the right, male, female, black, white, just anywhere they can. Just divide, conquer, divide, conquer, divide, conquer. So this is going on in the adoption industry, or sorry, in the adoption support groups, and it shouldn't be. Um, Adoptees are the slaves of the 21st century. They really are. It's only a matter of time before it's not so nice anymore, and people are just interchangeable, and you're just going to be plucked out of your mom and put into an 18-hour workday down at whatever they hook you up to something, and away you go. Right? Like we're really just setting it up for the Matrix. Like we're really setting it up for Brave New World, and we're really going along to set it up for 1984. We really want totalitarianism, don't we? So the whole thing with adoption is very simple. With all these radical groups, we can get rid of them. BLM, get rid of it. Why? It has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. It's a communist Marxist organization. There's more white people in it, as far as I can see, yelling at black cops and things like that, if you watch some of the news. And on top of everything else, what are they against? The family. They're against the human family. They want more adoption. So can we align with them? Do we intersect with them? No. No, and they can stay the hell out of our adoption support groups. You want to be a BLM person? Great. If you're black, great. I get it. Like, you want to go back to Africa and fight for your people, blah, blah, blah. I want to go back to Eastern Europe and fight for Eastern European Jews. I mean, and help the people in Romania. I mean, they had a massive adoption situation there. Why wouldn't you, growing up in the first world country, want to maybe go to a less fortunate country and help out your people, where you came from? And especially as an adoptee, you could immerse yourself in your culture. So, I mean, that seems pretty bloody obvious. Feminism? Okay. Do I really need to say it? Do I really need to say it? What the problem with feminism and adoption is? They think being a mother is a waste of time. Does that go with adoption and adoption support groups and people who are not happy about adoption and would have preferred family preservation? No. And again, I'm not promoting adoption. If the people who love adoption think it's the greatest thing and can't realize that lots of us were hurt by it and couldn't simply say, oh, Well, yeah, I didn't need to be adopted. I actually could have gone to some extended family. I didn't need to have my entire life hidden from me. I didn't need to have my story, my ancestry hidden from me. No one needs that. No one needs that. Who needs their history hidden from them? I mean, and again, we will say in extreme fringe situations, perhaps there was some, satanic cutting and bestiality and raping going on that maybe you need to protect that child from for a certain amount of time until they can be sat down with a psychologist or something like that. Okay, so anybody can pull a magical scenario out of the thing to say, see, we have to do this because we have to protect this person. But what about the millions of other people that don't need that protection, right? How to lie with statistics. So ultimately, there's a few things that are going on to look at, and when we want to be united in as adoptees, and if birth mothers want to support us and to help us get our rights back and our names and our identities, that's fantastic. The only thing we really need to drive for right now, the number one thing that would solve a major part of all these problems, is you get at 18, you can go in, you have a meeting with someone, and they sit down and say, listen, kid, here's your original birth certificate. It's yours. You can now leave this office as this person. If during the 18 years you were with these people, some things happened, and maybe you don't feel comfortable talking about it. Maybe you're still in that Stockholm syndrome. Maybe the things that happen in that household, you don't want to charge them and you don't want to say what happened. But at the same time, you may never want to see them again and you want to move on and separate without having to face them in court. Here's your birth certificate, sir, ma'am. Have a nice life. Okay? And if terrible things happen, we're sorry about that. And guess what? We're going to talk to you about some counseling that is available to you after the adoption experiment we put you through. Because we couldn't do the simple thing off the start and educate our children and provide them counseling and support when an unexpected pregnancy happened. No. We like adoption because we like busting up the family. We like busting up the family because it makes weaker people and easier to control. So there's a few little things to chew on, and I want you, my awesome adoptee subscribers and viewers and people, and spread it to your other activist type adoptees because figure it out. And the other problem I have with these BLM activists and these Antifa scumbags is that they sit around saying, ABAC, all cops are at cab, all cops are bastards. Where are the bastards? These people aren't our friends. They obviously don't like cops. They call them adoptees and bastards and then expect to come into our support groups and be our friends. You're scum, you're filth, you're like, sit down, shut up. You don't get fucking special rights and privileges until adoptees can at least have their fucking name and their identity back at the age of majority. Then everybody can be equal. Okay? You don't like the color of your skin? Go somewhere where there's more people of that skin color. If I don't like something, I can go to another country. I don't like Canada. I want to get the fuck out of here. They're holding my passport. I want to leave because I don't agree with Justin Trudeau and his hypocritical policies and just giving away Canadian taxpayers' money to anybody and everybody around the world as he wants to look like a big humanitarian and philanthropist with our money as he's putting us in the poorhouse and this whole pandemic, all this junk is going on. So anyways, yes, I think adoptees really do need to get serious, and as a force, a united force, we can be strong, but we're going to need some people to step up and get real and take a look at what's going on, because this in-house fighting and bickering is ridiculous. We need the smart people to get up and take a clue into what they're involved in and think about the policies, and does that help adoption or does it help to stop adoption, and which side are we on, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't promote adoption and I don't subscribe to it. I don't recommend it, but I do what I can. I blah 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 because I got a big mouth. Hopefully, those out there that can deal with bureaucrats, talk to me. I can't deal with bureaucrats because I find them to be not good, but that's me. So, anyways, let's get the dog the let's get the dialogue going, and let's maybe start getting serious about doing some things, and we'll go from there.